Yes, he's starting this final week of the Tour de France very, very well, very solidly. You really have to give him credit for that. For his 19 and a half years, he's doing this very, very well, very confidently.
The best time remains with Matthias Skelmos at 33:23. The final meters for the 19-year-old from the decathlon AG2R team. And the Frenchman is leaving it all out there. You can hear the crowd in the background, hoping that for the last 5 stages of this Tour de France, he can solidify his position up front and change. That was when Jonas Vingegaard had to drop out after a crash. Today, on the 16th day, we are experiencing the exact same thing with Florian Lepowitz, who has to end his Tour de France early today after crashing 6.5 kilometers from the finish. And this will clearly be the new best time from Remco Evenepoel, winning a stage of the Tour de France for the 2nd time this year. That is start number 2. This means that before we head toward the finish with Remco Evenepoel, Isaac Del Toro from Mexico is still to come, of course. But who would have thought that this 26-kilometer time trial would turn out so dramatic in the final stretch, and that the gaps wouldn't even be that large? There are only 12 seconds between Skelmos and the second-place rider Paul Cesis. Mattia Cattaneo is 38 seconds behind. Terminar 2:43 won't be worrying anymore about what if I had made it to the start on time. Yes, that's true. With the current gaps, those 12 seconds hardly matter, and there are others coming who will push him out of the top 5.
So here comes the finale, the last 500 meters for Isaac Del Toro, climbing slightly once more. You can see the grandstands quite well from this angle right here on the Flamme Rouge at the last kilometer. And so too is Remco Evenepoel. Kind of finish time we have, 33:3. Just look at that time. He's going to come in around 32:25 or 30, making him about a minute faster than Matthias Skelmos. Here comes Isaac Del Toro. Not enough. He'll likely end open in second place for now. It will be close against Paul Cesis, but Isaac Del Toro will definitely remain the leader in the young rider classification of the Tour de France, the battle for the white jersey.
Yes, it's fascinating. Remco just shot around the corner. Exactly, that's him right there. He is truly riding an incredibly great, perfect time trial. Yes, and that is his 2nd victory. For the 3rd time, Remco Evenepoel wins an individual time trial in the Tour de France, just as he did in the Giro d'Italia, where he wore pink before having to leave due to a COVID infection. He was a time trial winner in Spain, and today, again, at the Tour de France for the 3rd time. Remco Evenepoel, the Olympic and world champion, finishes with a lead of about a minute, even 1:04 over the currently fastest rider, Matthias Skelmos from the German Lidl Trek team, and Tadej Pogačar won't be able to do much more in the final kilometers. No, he is 25 seconds behind. He won't be able to make that up at all. He is still riding a very good time trial. He is still very, very competitive with that time. He will most likely finish 2nd today. So more or less as expected, one has to say. For a rider as accustomed to winning as Pogačar, it's not a win, but it is as expected. 16 seconds is the time difference at the 3rd intermediate check, 8 kilometers from the finish between Evenepoel and Pogačar. And now we have Tadej Pogačar here, so even if he loses time in the general classification, the man in the yellow jersey remains the best climber of this Tour de France. He was timed at the 2nd intermediate check, or rather the time was taken there after 9.7 kilometers, which just means that Remco Evenepoel wins the mountain classification today. That's 5 points for him, 3 points for Pogačar for the 2nd fastest time up there, but that will only interest both of them on the sidelines. This is the battle for the podium of this Tour de France. The 1,000-meter mark for Tadej Pogačar, 32:19, is the current best time set by Remco Evenepoel. Evenepoel, there too, one can say congratulations to Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. And the team will finish this time trial with satisfaction and, of course, a bitter disappointment. Yes, drama and triumph really lie so incredibly close together. Remco Evenepoel wins, and someone has to go home. insane. Absolute madness. On Sunday, Jonas Vingegaard withdrew. Today, Florian Lipowitz withdrew. We are still waiting for the official diagnosis, but the sadness and the disappointment far outweigh everything else today on the 16th day. The time trial between Orléans and Orléans. Remco Evenepoel. Now it is official, the winner of the time trial, even if we had known that since the 1,000-meter mark. Tadej Pogacar finishes second, beaten by the world and Olympic time trial champion, and in the end, it's no shame to lose the race against the clock to Remco Evenepoel, the heavy favorite, before today's stage by a margin of 27, even 28.36 seconds. Yes, he definitely did well. Pogacar in yellow with the pressure on his shoulders, and Remco, a three-time world champion. Of course, that was an expected result, and Remco rode very, very strongly. But Pogacar also limited the damage, losing 30 seconds, and Pogi still has 3 tough mountain stages where he could make up ground.